Welcome, regulars.
Welcome, regulars, to JKLOL Storytime. I almost did it again. I don't know where the JOK comes from. Jon or Keisha?
I don't know.
No, it's Jon and Keisha Storytime.
Jon and Keisha Storytime. Laugh out loud Storytime.
Hello, Storytime.
Ooh, we're going to fix my microphone here. Sorry, folks.
Crunch, crunch.
It was just tucked in,
We could probably edit that out.
Maybe.
We are a one-take wonder here. We sit down, we do it live.
Yes, we do.
JKLOL Storytime, because we're just two regular people that have been put in a very unregular circumstance with our weddings, with our employment, with a lot of things.
I don't feel it's very unregular. I feel like most people have all kinds of challenges while you're planning a wedding, or even with employment and burnout and all of the things that we've been experiencing over the last several years. But for us, it's a unique response to all that.
I'd say maybe it's unregular in the fact that most of the things don't happen all at once for people. Like, they probably deal with like one or two of the things that we've been juggling, but not where your fiance gets let go from his current employer and then you decide to quit 2 weeks later. So
why not?
I don't think that's usually a move.
And then rather than continuing to spend a bunch on a wedding that our closest friends, family members couldn't participate, we decided to take it on the road and take it to them and have adventure time, just us, celebrating with the people closest to us. Get to have some adventures, which leads us into our introduction for today. We're going to do a little bit more of a deep dive into the wedding on tour. We're taking it in 3 different segments. We both have kids that we are very committed to making sure that their schedules and routines are normal. So for the first leg of that tour, we're actually going to go back to my roots and have a wedding ceremony there. And then we're going to hit it hard.
We're coming back.
Yep, we're coming back.
This is a destination we're going with the kids on a little vacation. They get to learn a little bit more about where you grew up, like your origin story. I know we recorded that previously, talking about your career in a little bit, but they can go see where you grew up and the things that made you who you are today. For sure. Or contributed. I shouldn't say that's the only thing that developed you,
but going back, like I said, to my roots. And then we'll come back here. And we're still actually in the air a little bit on whether or not we'll do a ceremony here or whether we will just spend a little extra time in my roots and trying to just take a little mini vacation per se.
I vote for spending more time in your roots because the trees and the mountains make you happy. I think the sprint that we're about to embark on in segment 2 and 3 of Wedding on Tour is going to be
pretty exhausting.
Yes, I was just so tiresome.
And exhilarating and invigorating all at the same time.
At the same time, but I fully expect by the time we get to the last stop that we're going to be worn out.
For sure.
But a good worn out.
Yeah. So that leads us to the second part. We're doing a Western tour. We'll have 3 to 4 stops depending on how we do it. So 3 to 4 stops there. And then the Eastern tour is going to have 5 stops. Or no, 4 stops as well. Excuse me.
Yeah, because we're just not really sure where North Dakota fits into the picture, I think, on the Western side. Or if it's on our off week between the Western segment and the Eastern segment, there's a week break in between them. So I think we're going to be okay. But I think the North Dakota wedding might fall into that break week instead of hightailing it back to North Dakota during the segment 1 where we go to your roots. And we get to spend a little more time there with your family and your friends there, and the kids get to it's going to be kickoff to their summer vacation.
Yes.
Because it's the beginning of June.
Either way, it's not completely decided, but there will be 3 segments that we want to try to dig into a little bit and give you some context about why it's important to us and what we're hoping to be able to share with our loved ones, and getting to give you almost just like the VIP backstage access to the whys and the people that we're going to be spending time with.
And keep a little bit for some content while we're on the road, so we're not going to give it all away.
For sure. I don't get to just lay it all out there for everyone.
I mean, you could. Just like, I feel like...
Did you listen to the podcast or not?
I mean, we can drop some breadcrumbs. Everybody likes a mystery.
Yes. I gotta sneeze. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. I'm allergic to you today.
I think we can cut that out.
No, we're not cutting anything.
We're cutting sneezes. Except for if I do the sneeze.
No. Anyways, so going back to Wedding on Tour. First segment is going to be in my home roots in the mountainous area of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Rockies.
The Rockies. John Denver's full of shit.
And we are going to be traveling with kiddos. And so it's about a 12-and-a-half-hour drive. We actually had the kids this weekend. It was kind of fun. John put together a little sheet of all the wedding tour destinations. And we did the mileage, and they got to see how many hours we're going to be traveling. And it is over 6,000 miles that we're going to be touring for this whole adventure. This first segment, though, is going to be about 1,500, closer to 1,600, right?
I think once we get stops and obviously like week of travel too. It was just from point A to point B that they were helping us with, just kind of see how far it's going. It was a good exercise for them.
Yeah, so about a total of 24 hours in the car, probably longer. So it'll take one day to travel each way. And then we'll spend some time just enjoying the food. There's very unique food where I come from, and we're both foodies. So getting to spend some time eating food, and then of course, doing the wedding setup. We want to make it uniquely special. My family is very big on family and just supporting each other. One thing that I remember was super important at weddings growing up was the quilts. Everyone had a quilt made by their grandmother, and that's carried on through years. So I have a suspicion my grandma, whom I always called her growing up Minga. I couldn't say grandma, and so I to this day call her Minga. So I have a feeling that she's whipping up a quilt. She asked what our wedding colors were the other day in a text message.
I don't even know what our wedding colors are. I know I'm wearing a navy blue suit.
You are wearing a navy blue suit, sweetheart.
With hot pink shoes?
Nope, hot pink is not the color scheme.
I almost got it.
But we'll set things up. Like I had mentioned in a previous podcast, the decorations were all purchased for my dream wedding. I guess our dream wedding, because we were working through and doing everything together.
It wasn't Keisha's wedding featuring John?
It is absolutely not.
Okay, it's the Jon and Keisha Showtime. Special, extraordinary, extravaganzable.
Ooh, I like it. Say that 10 times fast.
We could have named it the JKLL Extravaganzable, but Storytime seemed easier to say.
It is much easier.
We appreciate our regulars.
I mean, we're struggling saying JKLL Storytime.
I can't say JK, apparently.
As it is.
Are you sure you want to marry me?
This
guy
certain.
Can't say JK.
LOL.
Maybe that's where it comes from.
Anyways, but yeah, we're going to be spending it with my family. I come from pretty humble roots. Second generation farmers, actually on both sides of my family. We farmers. And
I don't think I ever knew that.
Really? Yeah. Yep. We were, my grandma on my dad's side was a school teacher, so that's where the educated side starts coming into things. But as far as my maternal side, yes, definitely farmers. Different areas as far as the state goes, still the same state. But very humble and hard workers, especially on my maternal grandma's side. They worked. They would do, like my mom would tell me growing up, they all had wood burning stoves still. And so they would go up into the mountains, they would chop down a tree, and it was the whole family, and it was just an assembly line, and they would pack sandwiches and they would get a quick break. But it was a weekend full of doing nothing but getting that wood ready to go to be able to keep them warm throughout the winters. And it was essential. I mean, my great grandparents lived in a very remote area, still very remote, in this mountainous state. And my grandpa actually and his brother, walking uphill to school barefoot both ways kind of a thing, but legitimately almost died. Him and his brother almost died in a blizzard. They got trapped in a blizzard, and thankfully the postal services by horse back then found them. So we've got a lot of really good and just solid roots in that part of the country. And my grandma Minga, she's getting too old to travel. Getting out here, making that 12-hour journey would absolutely destroy her. She did it about 8 years ago, and it just was really hard on her physically, and she's just not at that point anymore. So, the opportunity to take the wedding to her and be able to spend time with her. John, you can even, attest to this. Grandma loves you, like genuinely loves you.
She does. She's all about John.
She, you guys you speak more than we do, really.
Yeah.
How is Grandma doing?
She's doing good. She's excited about having a wedding out there and seeing you.
Yeah.
And I think I finally get my name.
What is your name?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, that's right. Well,
I get a nickname.
yeah, that's another fun thing about, my family. We love nicknames. That's probably where I got my need to name everything, like my couches, my car, my purses, everything has a name. And
I'm Jon, by the way. I came pre-named. It was super easy.
It was so easy. But yeah, nicknames are a big thing in my family. And so as soon as we were born, we would get a nickname from my grandma. I'm the oldest grandchild. The oldest grandchild that has a relationship with her right now. And so my nickname is Little Bit. I came out and I was just a little bit of a thing, and so I've been Little Bit ever since I was little. She does not call me Keisha. Like, I have never heard my grandma once call me Keisha. It's always been Little Bit. So
yeah, I've never heard her call you Keisha either.
Yeah, it's just it's Little Bit. And that's good. I mean, she's Minga, so or Grandma M. But yeah, so we all have nicknames, and Jon, after we get married, he's gonna get a nickname from Minga, and this is like a ceremonial event. Another thing that my grandma does.
Cue the angelic orchestral music.
The Hallelujah
Yeah, I
chorus.
haven't got that far yet.
Yeah.
In post-production. I haven't got that far yet.
But yeah, we'll get to enjoy what Grandma's creative mind comes up with for Jonathan. And
I did get a hat a couple years ago for Christmas.
She did. She crocheted a hat for Jon, and
It's big time now.
We are a very sentimental family. The gifts that we give, like my mom, she makes a homemade ornament every year for us, and it's something that's special. It's that nostalgic, just what's the word?
Personal?
I don't know. Yeah, there's a certain element to the way that my family gives and receives. We've always saw the people with the sports cars and like Porsches and like, ooh, those are cool. I want one of those. But then, realizing that, okay, maybe that's not feasible for us. But
no, I mean,
what we can do is something that nobody else can provide, right? A homemade knitted hat from Minga. It's got these cute little swirly things. At least mine and Reagan's do.
I don't have the fuzzball.
You have a fuzzball?
I think, but I think it's just like a muted generic fuzzball.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all, the same fuzzball shape, right? Or whatever the palm is on top, basically. But you guys have the fun ones.
Like the little swirls, like the crocheted, they look like little squirrely, wormy things. And, just so fun. She's so incredibly creative. She has one of those original looms, like a great big loom, the big old, like, you make rugs with. And then she has a mini loom, and she made me this gorgeous, it feels almost cashmere. It's just so soft, scarf that I have. That's my church scarf. It's very special.
Yes.
You can go buy Burberry scarves, but only one Minga scarf exists. So,
one of one.
Yep.
That loom is, that's something.
It's incredible.
It is.
It truly is. And I remember, like, that room always smelled like potatoes because she used to take potato bags, and those are the burlap bags, and she would make rugs out of So down to this day, I think it still has a hint of potatoes. So, but getting down to that was an important stop for us. That's originally where we were going to have everybody try to come to our wedding. But it, as mentioned before, it's not an easy location to get to, and it is spendy to put people up in hotels and expect them to travel there. I mean,
or even have them put themselves up in a hotel.
Right. Well, so we decided, we're still going to have this just because Grandma's important. My mom, my great aunt, there's a lot
all your
of
family
people
there.
That it's important that we have them be a part of this. It's important for us.
It is.
And
it's important for us, and we're only taking the wedding on tour to the people that we truly want in our wedding.
Correct.
Or at our wedding. There's enough drama off to the sides that...
Well, and that'll exist whether or not we have them at the wedding, so let's
Exactly, so don't bring that into your day. I mean, I've spent so much time in the wedding industry. After I got out of bartending full-time, I took the license and went part-time operator to a wedding venue, or in a corporate venue. Did a lot of weddings. There's so many people that are just miserable through their whole wedding.
And the planning process it gets to be crazy. I mean, honey, we are, 79 days?
We're 79 days out from our first wedding.
And it is so not stressful.
No, I mean, you're, to your point, like, it is stressful. Like, even having the one wedding, they're super, super small, is stressful, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to have their big day, and like we've said before, it's neither of our first weddings, so, like, the pressure's not there, and there's nothing wrong with having a big wedding and having
No.
your princess day. Like if that's you, then go for it. Like whatever makes you happy, it's your day. The people that you want there to celebrate are great. But I've seen enough weddings where people thought that's what they wanted and then realized that maybe we should have just done it differently. And for me, that's what drove this decision a little bit too. So as Keisha's going through the years and we're talking about like, is there a future for us together? Like then we got engaged and it's like, okay, what does it really look like? We went from a cruise to a beach to mountains, back to the beach to a cruise to
Back to the mountains.
back to the mountains. And I already knew as I was going to be there.
But having to come to that realization on my own of just, you lose so much of yourself, and it's okay to have a ceremony and to have your wedding be for your family too. I mean, for a lot of people, going back to the history of weddings, I mean, it was a union between two families. So really it's not just about the bride and the groom. It's more so the union of two families. And that's important, but we've come into a culture, and for us, we're both divorced. We both made that decision and to no longer be committed to those significant others, which is, it is a sin. It's it's described very plain, like black and white. So we're going into this marriage with the hope of unity and with the knowledge of that grace from God that we get when we ask for that forgiveness. And so being able to make this more so, yes, it's important that our families are united, and we're also in a state of our lives where we're not, spring chickens merging families and creating a family. We both are bringing kids into this marriage. We are merging a family. So this really, for us at this season in our life, is about just us. Yes, the people, and being able to, again, merge those families and the friends that we get to call family. That can all happen in a wedding. And also, this is a different phase of life where we're going to celebrate with those people the ways that it means most to those people. Back to my LDS roots, we're not going to have a big old keg of beer and we're all going to have fun. In that regard, there probably won't even be alcohol at the...
Well, not anymore. Like the venue we had, we were going to have an open bar.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was going to retire from food and beverage. And we're like, we have all these open bottles, we can just take them. Like, said as long as you have somebody that's responsible and you're not selling it, you can serve your own alcohol. I'm like,
oh,
perfect.
Yeah, but I can't even imagine Minga. Oh, she was... The time that you made hot dogs and you
Imagine that, hot dogs.
sauteed onions with a little bit of bourbon, she didn't even want to try the onions.
It was a tablespoon maybe. There's probably more alcohol in cookie dough.
Extract, yeah.
Yeah, and vanilla extract you put in cookie dough.
Don't tell Grandma this. Do not tell Grandma. She won't use vanilla anymore.
That there was in the residual alcohol left in those onions that I flamed off really significantly just because I wanted to respect that for her. So.
But yeah, so Grandma can feel comfortable at the wedding and the reception, and it gets to just
the reception's going to be fire.
It's going to be fun.
I get to eat a big old cheeseburger and go to Hot Springs.
How many people can you say get to do that for their reception, right?
Channeling my inner Andy Reid at the end of a Chiefs game. Like, just want a double cheeseburger in the hot tub.
And, and these are natural hot springs too, true to my roots. So for sure, it's going to be awesome.
You just have to immediately take your wedding band off.
You do, yes, because
the sulfur content.
The sulfur content does tarnish any metals.
Or kills your Apple Watch. Ask me how I know.
Ask John how he knows.
It'll be fine.
It was not fine, guys. It was not fine. His watch did not recover.
It did not.
It's waterproof, but not sulfur proof.
It's not hot spring proof. It's waterproof. Whatever, I'll just hold it off to the side or whatever. Put my arm up here. Nope. Got dunked once and that was the end of that. So
yeah, for sure.
It fried itself. So yeah, we're going to do that. With your family, and that's super exciting.
Yeah, we're taking Randy with us.
Yeah, we're taking Randuski with us.
So let's talk a little bit about him, because he's kind of a key person. We wouldn't be able to do any of this without John's dad being willing to step up. And I mean, it's special in and of itself, talking about going back to roots. Having John's dad be the officiant at our ceremonies.
At least most of them.
At least most of them. Yep. All the ones where we can't get our pastor to come with us. And our pastor, he's pretty awesome in and of himself, too.
Yeah, so my dad and him are friends, which doesn't surprise anybody. Once you get to know them through clips, or at least Randy, be like, oh, yeah, that checks out. But, we pitched him the idea. He's always been there. He's always been helping with the bars, helping with hot dogs, helping with whatever. He's really just a homie. So
He is.
And he's in his own Randy era of motorcycles. It was so funny. after he and my mom got divorced not a long time ago, but almost a
7 years
decade
ago?
ago now. Yeah, about almost a decade ago. He never got to have fun and go hunting or drink beer or ride motorcycles. So what's he do all now? He hunts and fishes and drives motorcycles and has a boat and but
He's
he
living
got
his best life.
yeah he got a motorcycle. It wasn't it was nice. He liked it and they bought another one.
And then he won one.
But he's like, I'll never be a Harley guy. Wins a Harley. Immediately, the Harley drip everywhere. Like, everything's just Harley, Harley, Harley. And I gave him so much shit for it. He really enjoyed that, but and so did his friends. But he has some really good guys that he rides with, and I'm very happy for him that he gets to live the part of his life that he maybe felt that he wasn't free to do when he was younger. So I think the message there is like sometimes you stay together for the kids, but you lose yourself in the process, and the kids can pick up on that. And I think that's both kind of where we were when we got divorced from our prior significant others. So that it just wasn't working out for really anybody. So
well, and there's something important about authenticity and to walking in line to your path and who you're supposed to be. I'm very much, an advocate for that. I even with our kids try to help them understand, okay, why are you making the choice that you're making? Is it because you genuinely want it, or is it because you won't think that's what I want, or you think that's what Jon wants, or is it something that you think your friends want? Just truly getting down to helping them learn who are they as human beings. Again, we've both lived our lives for other people, and not that that's bad. We still do it. We both have that servant heart, and we genuinely want to help and serve those around us with our time, talents, and skills. But also, we recognize, wait, hang on. There's a boundary as far as this is too much for me. We're learning those things. It's taken us years, decades to be able to identify those boundaries, but walking in alignment with who we're supposed to be too, that's incredibly important. And identifying, yep, I've reached my limit here. This is how much I can give of myself without emptying my bucket, because I still have bucket juice. What would that even be? I need to have bucket juice for me.
Well, this one time, one of my buddies was bartending at a bar locally called the Blue Rider, and he at the end of the night asked us to help him get closed up, so we go, I don't know, hang out, whatever. It was Saturday night, and the drain bucket, not the dump bucket, but the drain bucket, like underneath the bar taps, that was in the cooler, and it was like all of the beers mixed together that overflowed off of the cups. Not where you dump somebody's half-drank beer into, but we had a couple of the Destroyer of Men beers that did not taste like they're 8.5% alcohol, but they are. And somebody challenged me to take a drink out of the drain bucket.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't do with Jon. Do not dare him to do things, and don't go on the comments and do it either. Nope, that is not.
I want somebody to dare me to marry you.
Okay. Yes.
That's fine?
Yes, that's fine.
How about dare me to do this crazy idea that we're going to take a wedding on tour?
Yes.
And
I think I already dared you to do that.
Yes. Well, I think somebody else did too. But anyway, we're getting to that. Randy's going to be an integral part of this. And I think one of the first times that you met him, actually the first time I know you met him.
Yes.
No. You met him at the bar. I don't like cake.
Yes.
That was the first time you met him, but you didn't know who he was.
Yeah,
and then we were in a local store on a July 4th. And we're going to go on a hike. I was going to take you to like this Denby National Experimental Forest where they planted a bunch of trees in North Dakota to see how they grew. Yeah. Because I know the trees bring you peace, and I just wanted to...
Well, it was my first 4th of July. I didn't have my kiddo. I was by myself. Jon trying to be, true friends. Like, let's go someplace that can energize you and where you just feel like you're not in. There was one specific place near Minot that kind of just transported me back home, made me feel like I was walking in the mountains again. And that's actually where you proposed. But then, this specific instance, we were going to go to the trees. Didn't know what to bring, but I knew that I could bring the drinks. Like Jon's Mr. Boy Scout, let him take care of that. But Keisha, I know I can bring the drinks. I know what kind of beer Jon likes. Like, we're good. We're going to make this happen.
On a little day hike.
Yeah. It turns out that was, probably 6 months, I don't know, a year, however long after I had moved out into my apartment. And it turns out like I don't have tools. I don't have coolers. I mean, I kind of started almost everything. I took all of my clothes, of course, but started really everything from scratch. So. And so I'm like, I don't have a stinking cooler. And I was furious because in true Keisha fashion, I am a procrastinator. I do my best work the night before the deadline, and it is epic.
It's a quick start thing.
It is, or an ADHD, neurodivergent mind. But I do my best work, and I had the beers, but I didn't realize until that morning of, crap, I don't have a cooler. And so I was very emotional about it. And John's like, it's fine. We'll just take them straight from the fridge, put them in the back of the car. We'll go get a cooler. No big deal.
Put ice in it.
Put ice in it. It'll be fine. So
You don't have a thumb in a gallon of milk. We're doing okay.
Right. And so we went into this sporting goods store, and like, I'm like, no, I'm not going to just buy a cheap cooler. I'm going to get a cooler that's going to last me. I named it, of course.
Typical Keisha fashion. Not only are we naming it, we're getting,
buy
once, cry once. I mean, it's kind of what we're doing.
Sure.
Even in this podcast, like, we have a bunch of Rode audio equipment on the way. Like, we've got Rode mics right now that are wireless, and I think they're doing good. But I'm really excited to have like a microphone in front of you. And like, it feels like we're legit then, right?
Yeah.
Legit to quit. Anyway, so continue on. We're in the sporting goods store, and you see Sally.
I see this cooler, and it's beautiful aquamarine blue. Like, I'm naturally drawn to the blue color. And somebody in passing was like, yeah, those coolers are really cool. Like, the magnetic strip. Yep. The magnetic strip is strong enough that you could jump on top of this cooler and it won't open. And I'm like, okay, challenge accepted. And so, like, I'm sitting here in this sporting goods store, and like, I'm kneeing on top of it. I'm not like jumping, because that would be dangerous.
You're bouncing on top
but
of it.
I'm like on my knees like a kid, just bouncing on this cooler. And there's this guy over at the cash register that can see us, and he's just kind of staring like a creeper. And I'm like, okay, weirdo. And then we get up, and I'm getting ready to pay for my cooler, and John's just talking to this guy who's trying on, yellow glasses, motorcycle guy.
Yeah, gotta use yellow to see better. And I'm just chatting with him, which for me at that point, like, obviously, I'm pretty well known around town. It's not weird for me just to be chatting with random people that know me. Like, I might not know them, have a real solid relationship with them, but they'd be like, oh, you're the hot dog guy, or you're the bar guy.
But it wasn't like this embrace of like, oh, Dad, I love you. Da, da, da. Like, I had no idea.
I don't think I've ever done that.
No, you really haven't. No. And so anyways, we get the cooler, and we're like, I'm goofing off and just like, throwing it in the back seat where John would usually have his kiddo sit, and he had a car seat at that time for his littlest. And I'm like, here you go, no kids in there, but I'm like, here, hold this, and put the cooler in the car seat, strap it in. We got Sally now. But then all of a sudden, this guy pulls up in his car next to John's car, and he's like, oh yeah, I made some tri-tip. I'll drop it off to you. Blah 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 blah. Talking about guy smoking stuff, and then pulls away, and we start driving. And I'm like, who is that? And he's like, oh, that's Randy. That's my dad. And I'm like, what? Like, your dad's first, like, I mean, other than the cake experience, which neither one of us, or he doesn't really remember. I remember, because this old guy's like, I don't eat cake. Anyways,
Randy doesn't eat cake, so there will be no wedding cake.
There will be no wedding cake for Randy. There might be wedding
cheesecake.
pie, or
I think he'd eat cheesecake.
He'd eat cheesecake.
I know he's made cheesecake before.
Or a
so I mean,
lemon tart.
he also made a lot of cool food things when I was growing up too.
Yes, he is very. He's a good cook as well.
He is.
But yeah, so that was meeting Randy, and our first introduction was not actual introduction. He just witnessed me being a complete wacko, jumping on top of a Yeti cooler, which, by the way, it did not spring open, and having fun and just being goofy Jon and Keisha, friends first, and and then come to find out that was your dad.
It was a good story.
It
still is a great story. And then so when we approached him to ask if he'd want to come on Wedding on Tour, there was no hesitation. We asked him, do you want to ride your Harley across the country behind us? So we'll be driving our new
vehicle,
our new Toyota Sequoia that we got, because you're upgrading from a Tundra to a Sequoia to have more room for Steve, which is her base.
My base. Like, no, I'm not kidding you. I
she
named
names
everything.
We have a name for the Sequoia, which I think we should hold on to for a bit, and we'll reveal that at some point in the future.
Yeah. Well, that just shows how, like, impactful names are for me. Like, I'm one of those people like, white vehicles, absolutely not. Nah. And we'll get into the story, but, names mean a lot for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, but Randy's going to be behind us. I think we'll probably have the trailer, too, in case weather, but
we should.
Well, the trailer for his bike, but he'll be behind us on his Harley the entire trip of this.
Yep.
And we're gonna
have the Randy cam.
We're gonna slap a GoPro on him, and man, there's gonna be a whole lot of pretty cool footage. So I'm pretty excited about it. So we didn't really get through any of the Western stuff. We got to talk about the first one.
Well, and we'll do that with each episode. I feel like there's too much not to really dive into the importance of each leg of the tree.
I think so too. I mean, saying that we're going to put it all into like one leg. I mean, now that we've introduced the segments of the legs to everybody, I think we can talk about each stop and kind of what it means and where and why we're going there. Why are we doing this? And drive home. The importance of that, and like the friends and family that you choose. But more so than that, we really want to keep these to 35 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, and we are right at that 30-minute mark, sweetheart.
Are we?
We
Man,
are.
Look at this, episode 4. We are nailing it. I think. Awesome. I'm so glad that worked out.
I love how we both are like, yeah. Fist
pumped
pumping.
up. So, but anyway, we really appreciate you being here and listening to our insanity and all of the support that we're getting so far online at JK LOL Storytime handle, at Wedding on Tour handle. It means the world to us.
It does.
And that people are excited about not only our lives and showing a little bit of light and love and joy, but also the idea that, you know, your wedding is what you make it. And whether you share it with one friend or 1,200 friends, that's all that really matters, is you never know the good that you'll do.
Absolutely.
So just sharing that light and that love and that joy, and just, we're going to take it on the road and have a little bit of fun with it.
Yes.
And we get to tell some fun stories. Especially
and have all of the adventures that are going to come with it. I mean, I feel like you're a Boy Scout. You are super prepared, but nothing's going to quite prepare us for what lies ahead. So seeing us pivot, real action, is going to be fun.
I've pivoted so many times in my professional career that I'm not real worried about it. So.
I've never pivoted in my wedding before, so, you know.
You have now. We pivoted to Wedding on Tour.
Yeah, we did.
So that was the first one. But as always, thank you, regulars. If it's your first time being here on episode 4 and joining us, or if you're been a regular, joined us sometime in the future and you're going through the back catalog, hopefully the production of value of those episodes gets better with time. I feel like we're already better from our first episode, and we're going to continue to grow. We really appreciate your patience and spending your time here with us, that it's not wasted.
No. Get a couple of JK LOLs and...
I might be wasted.
That is a 0 alcohol Guinness. We're
Why are you kicking down the fourth wall? They don't need to know that.
And I'm drinking a non-alcoholic bubbly beverage in my glass. So
kicking down the fourth wall. I tell you what.
It's morning time, and B, like, we're working on our fitness.
Working on my liver.
Yeah, that's true.
No, take care of your liver, kids.
Yes.
Don't spend over a decade in the power industry. It'll catch up with you.
It will.
So,
all right. Well, we're signing off, and thanks for being a part. We'll start up again with another episode next week, going over leg 2 of the wedding tour and what that's going to entail.
Absolutely. We might even know what day that these are dropping now on Spotify by then.
Sure. Absolutely.
We will see. All right. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.